planet here. In this video, I'll be taking you on a voyage into a black hole. Not that you will ever survive it though. Note that a black hole isn't actually a hole. It's a three-dimensional sphere because holes can't exist in our three-dimensional universe. Now scientifically and mathematically speaking, anything you desire can become a black hole. If you were to compress anything into a small enough space, like you, your mum, or even a can of soda, has what is known as a Schwarzschild radius. A tiny enough space that were you to collapse the entire mass of an object, its density will be so large that not even light can escape. Light, photons, being the fastest moving object in the universe, you would have, indeed, a black hole. If you were to squeeze the entire Earth into the size of a marble, roughly 20 millimeters across, you would get a black hole. But unfortunately, us humans and our current technology is not capable of doing so yet. But it happens naturally out there in the vastness of space. Once stars run out of hydrogen and fuel, they start to collapse in on itself into a single infinitesimal point known as a singularity. Hence its density will be so infinite, its gravitational pull will be so strong that nothing can escape, not even light. Okay, so we now have a rough idea on how they form. Now let's grow some balls and dive into one. Now we all know gravitational fields bend space and time. Objects like stars behind our sun will appear in slightly different locations on Earth, because our sun is bending the light coming off that star. This also happens when galaxies get in the way of each other, like this red galaxy, warping, distorting and twisting the galaxy's light behind it. This phenomenon is also known as gravitational lensing. Now have a quick glance at this black hole passing in front of this galaxy, light years behind it. Notice how the light is also being mangled, distorted, disfigured and buckled. Now let me show you a creepy, spooky simulation of Earth orbiting a black hole. Earth seems fine when it's in front of the black hole, but as it passes behind it, it starts to get interesting. As we approach a black hole, the distortion of the sky becomes greater and larger, and our field of view will fill up with absence of light. At this point, when half of our field of view has been swallowed up by darkness, you have reached a destination in space known as the photon sphere. At this point, light, photons can actually orbit. If you were to stop there and look to the side, you could theoretically see the back of your head, because light being reflected off the back of your head will orbit around the black hole back to the front of your face. Just think about that for a second. Now let's not forget black holes also warp time, because the gravity is so strong that if you were to jump into a black hole and I stood back thinking, "You're a fuckhead mate," and laughing at your stupidity, I'd see something very strange take place. I wouldn't see you getting sucked up quickly. No. Instead, I'd see you approach the black hole slower and slower until you reach the event horizon. This is the point in space that if you were to go beyond this point, which you are, there is no going back. It is at this point that light can't even escape. And so to me, watching you fall into the black hole, you would almost be frozen in space and time, and the light coming off your body becoming increasingly redshifted until you just faded away from existence. So I'd never see you cross into the black hole. And as for you, you would have already crossed it. And as you got closer and closer to the singularity, you'd be stretched and torn until you became a stream of atoms, falling into the abyss, lost for eternity. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment and share, and sub for more.